This video will demonstrate the installation steps of the SolisStorage energy storage cabinet. Please read the instruction manual before installation. Product unloading. This transportation uses a forklift demonstration. If you use the forklift, you shall follow the requirements. There are pre-installed mounting points for the inverter backboard on both the left and right sides of the battery cabinet. You can choose either side for inverter installation. Product installation clearances: front is greater than or equal to 2,500 millimeters. Rear is greater than or equal to 1,000 millimeters. Left is greater than or equal to 750 millimeters. Right is greater than or equal to 2,000 millimeters. Unpacking. Cut off the cable tie and remove the top cover of the carton. Please unfasten the buckles around the carton. Remove the outer protective shell of the carton. Remove the stretch film wrapped around the product. Remove the protective cardboard. Unpacking completed. Install internal cables. DC cable connection. Open the cabinet door according to the operation sequence shown in the video. Secure the battery cabinet door with a stopper. Connect the incompletely connected DC cables on the pack firmly in the correct positive and negative polarity sequence. Remove the cable entry cover. Inside the cabinet, pass the communication cables, battery cables, and AC auxiliary power cables through the cable entry hole on the side of the battery cabinet in sequence according to the labels. Remove the stopper and restore it to its original position. Close the cabinet door. Installation of the inverter wall mounting bracket. Before installing the hybrid inverter, the bracket needs to be installed on cabinet first. Fix and tighten the 5 screws on bracket respectively. Inverter hoisting. Due to the heavy weight of the inverter, incorrect elevation and installation of the inverter may result in injury. Therefore, when installing the inverter, please take into account the weight of the inverter and use a suitable method to lift the inverter. The inverter is equipped with 4 mounting handles. You can choose the appropriate installation position according to your actual needs. Each handle cannot withstand a pulling force of more than 1.5 times the weight of the inverter. Each handle cannot withstand a pulling force of more than 1.5 times the weight of the inverter. Fixed sling method. Symmetrically attach the slings to the inverter's lifting points, ensuring the angle is as greater than or equal to 60. Test lift. Slowly raise the inverter 10 centimeters above the ground. Check for balance and stability, and hold for 1 minute to confirm no abnormalities before proceeding. Smooth movement. Lift and lower the inverter at a steady speed. Avoid sudden stops, swinging, or collisions with surrounding objects. Installation positioning. Lift and mount the inverter onto the fixed backplate. Align the inverter with the hooks on the backplate and hang it securely. Insert and tighten the provided screws, included in the packaging, into the fixing holes. Tighten the fixing screws of the inverter and bracket. The positions of the fastening bolts for the baffle have been pre-reserved on the cabinet before factory shipment. Install the top baffle at the pre-reserved position on the battery cabinet and tighten the fixing nuts sequentially. Ground the top baffle. Communication cable connection. Find the black data logger in inverter accessory package. Plug the pre-reserved network cable inside the cabinet into the network port at the bottom of the data logger. Plug the data logger into the COM port at the bottom of the inverter. Connect the CAN cable into the BMS1 port of the inverter communication wiring box COM2. Connect the emergency stop wire of the entire cabinet to the EPO port of the COM1 communication box of the inverter. Battery installation. Connect the battery cables routed out of the cabinet to the battery interface of the inverter. Complete the wiring of another battery terminal using the same steps. Inverter grounding. Connect the battery cabinet's grounding point to the inverter's side grounding point. Install the left and right wire baffles. Organize and secure the battery cables with cable ties, ensuring no excessive tension at the cable connectors. Install the bottom wiring cover plate. Connect the baffle grounding point to cabinet grounding point. Backup port wiring. Thread the cable through the terminal waterproof cover. Inside the battery cabinet, locate the backup cable. Connect the backup AC cable to the wiring terminals below the inverter according to the wire labels L1, L2, L3, on, and pay. Use a dedicated 5.5 mm screwdriver to secure the cable firmly. Secure the terminal waterproof cover firmly in place. PV wiring. Caution! When the PV array is exposed to the sun, the DC conductors coming from it will be energized with high voltage. Before connecting the PV strings to the inverter, please ensure that the VOC and ISC of the PV strings will not exceed the limitations of the inverter once the array is connected. Any PV modules connected to the same MPPT must have the same specification, the same orientation, and the same tilt. This is to ensure the system will operate at maximum efficiency. When you hear a click sound, it indicates that the connection is properly secured. Generator connection on SMAT port. Open the AC junction box on the right side of the inverter. Unscrew the terminal of SmartLoad, Gen-NV port. Run L1, L2, L3, and neutral cable across the smart port, then connect these cables to the corresponding terminal. Connect the ground cable from smart port to the ground terminal block. Grid side cable connection. Unscrew the terminal of AC grid port. Run L1, L2, L3, and neutral cable across the AC port, then connect these cables to the corresponding terminal. Connect the ground cable from AC port to the ground terminal block. Close the AC junction box. Place the CT1, CT2, and CT3 around the active wires L1, L2, and L3, and then connect to the inverter internal terminals. CT1, CT2, and CT3 are connected to the corresponding ports according to different cable colors. Turn on the DC switch. For meter installation, you can refer to the meter installation method and detail in product manual. Cover the front wiring cover plate. Antenna installation. Remove the antenna mounting plate and knock out the blanking plug. Pass the antenna terminal inside the cabinet through the cable entry hole. Screw on the antenna. Remove the fire hydrant cover. Remove the transparent acrylic protective cover of the water inlet connection, ensuring that in the event of a fire, on-site personnel can quickly inject water into the fire protection system through this port. Ground cable connection of system. Connect to the on-site grounding via the cabinet's grounding point. Foundation feet and forklift baffle bracket installation. Install the forklift hole baffle. The anchor feet have been installed at the front and rear of the cabinet before factory shipment. System commission. After all the wiring connection work finished, you should do following inspection then to do the system power on operation. Step 1. Close the high voltage box isolating switch, QF battery breaker. Step 2. Close the DC auxiliary source switch QF1 and the AC auxiliary source switch QF2 on the high voltage box. Step 3. Close the air conditioner switch. Step 4. Close the power distribution unit switch. Step 5. Close the surge protection device. After closing QF2 AC, the AC power green indicator light illuminates, indicating that the auxiliary power supply on the high voltage box has been activated. And the indicator light on the right side turns red. 30 to 60 seconds after the isolating switch is closed, the indicator light on the right side switches from red to green, indicating that the system has been successfully powered on. You should also check that the indicator light status of each device corresponds to its operating status to ensure successful system startup. Close the battery cabinet door. Log in the app. Download the SolisCloud app and log in. Turn on the Bluetooth on your mobile phone and then open the SolisCloud app. Click Local Debugging. Bluetooth connection. Select the Bluetooth signal from the inverter. If you are the installer, please select the account type as installer. If you are the plant owner, please select the account type as owner. Then set your own initial password for control verification. If this is the first time the inverter has been commissioned, you will need to first go through the quick settings. Once this has been done, these settings can be changed later. Set inverter time and date. Tap the slider next to follow phone time, then tap Next Step at the bottom right corner. Select number of battery banks. Select battery model, SolisStorage. Select battery cabinet quantity setting. Select meter. Set meter type. Set meter installation. Set CT ratio. Default 120. If user install their own CT, they need to set CT ratio manually on app and meter. CT direction. Select forward. Select grid code that meet the local regulations. Choose the storage mode based on your site, self-use, selling first, off-grid. After the quick settings are complete, you can see the plant information, inverter, battery, fire protection system, and set other functions on the SolisCloud app. Working mode setting on HMI. Installation finished. Check the parameters on SolisCloud to confirm the related value is in the normal state. In addition to checking the above parameters on the SolisCloud app, you can also check these on the EMU screen inside the battery cabinet or remotely log in the SolisCloud platform on a computer to check. Installation finished.